Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. This is Victor. We're going to make a short video about usury for you, which is the charging of interest.
Okay.
And so we're going to talk about the most inflammatory thing first before people click away, and that is banks have to charge interest or else they won't make a profit on lending you money.
Oh.
And do you want to destroy that nonsense?
Sure. So this is called fractional lending, where they only have to have a certain percentage of the money they lend you on hand. And so it changes over time, 10, 20%. That's all they need to have on hand is the 10 to 20% that they've lent you. So all the remainder, as you're paying back your principal, is just money that they never actually had, that they never actually gave you. And that's all profit. That's all just new money to them. And so the interest is actually a very small amount of the money that they own. It's just the cherry on the sundae for them.
Yeah, there's no need for them to charge you interest. So say a bank is operating off of, they can lend out $20 for every $1 they have. Say they have $1 million. So they can loan out $20 million in 5-year car loans. In 5 years, they now have $21 million instead of $1 million. But they say, no, we need to charge you interest because at the end of the 5 years, we need $41 million because you paid double, or $31 million if you paid 50% more, including all your interest payments. And the answer is hard no. So this is a deception by the bankers in the banking system. If you hear anybody say, but they have to charge interest, just say, stop, because you don't need that nonsense in your life. And that's what this video is just basically about. No to usury, no to interest. Now, the one place you could argue for interest is it's like, hey, can I borrow $1,000? And you're like, I kind of need it. Could you pay me back $1,100? Okay, I'll do it because he's one-to-one trading me money. Okay. You're giving me $1,000 that you kind of need. It's not like you got $90,000 just sitting there and it doesn't even bother you. Give it back in a week. It's like this is taking bread out of my. So I want.
Yeah, make it worth my while.
Don't mind that we have entirely different mics than the rest of this video, but we forgot to mention something right in here. And this is what having no interest would do for you in your life. So basically, we calculated it out. If you were to buy a home for $100,000 with a 20% down payment, so you're taking a loan for $80,000, I put 8% interest because the interest is really high right now. Normally,
it's not quite that high right now, though. But
it's hard to find out exactly. Like when I was trying to at the beginning of the year, it was like, was it 7.5? And so basically, what happens is on an $80,000 loan over 30 years, you're going to pay principal and interest only $211,320.
Okay.
So you're paying on $80,000 you're borrowing $211,000. So you're paying over 150% more than you borrow.
Okay.
Right. And then basically, if you want to, so that's if you're looking at your loan, you can apply this. And if you're looking at buying a house in the future, what I'm trying to tell you is that, so what does it work out to?
So you spend a total of $211,000 to get your $80,000.
Right.
But you also put in your $20,000 down payment.
Right.
So out of pocket for that $100,000 house, you've paid $231,000.
Right. So for the exact same payment you have today at this inflated interest, you could buy a home that's worth $231,000.
Right.
And you could just extrapolate this up. If you're currently buying a home for $200,000, you could say, hey, you could buy a home that's $422,000 with the same payment.
Or even just conservatively say, I could buy double the house.
Yeah, double the house.
That's
over
easy.
Double the house.
Right.
Okay. And then they're charging you over 150% more than you borrow.
Right.
So the point is, we just wanted to clip this in here and just point out how much you're getting screwed.
Right.
And then just imagine how great financially it could be for you and your family.
Totally.
If you're like, I don't own a home. So there's a heavy barrier to home entry. And that's what I'm facing. You might be facing like you own a home, but the home's too small, which you can afford more. Or more land, so you can have a horse or like just whatever your thing is, like you could just do so much more. Yep. Is that fair?
Totally.
Historically, usury is a sin. Christianity
from a biblical perspective.
Yeah, and so I'm going to read you some verses real fast.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so this is Leviticus, one of the funnest books, 25, 35 to 37. Now, I put the first verse in here so you can understand context.
Okay.
This is ordering you not to do usury, but only in relation to poor people.
Oh.
That's the first verse, because it can, when you Google it, it'll do it out of context and just put the verses after. But if you pull out your Bible, you'll find out. Okay, verse 35. And if thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, Yea, thou though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury of him or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. Okay? So basically, there's more verses like this. But if you want to go down to it, I'm going to quote from Usury and Christendom by Michael Hoffman. And here's the quote. For most of the first 1,500 years of Christianity, usury, the lending of money at interest, was unanimously condemned by the fathers of the early church and by popes, councils, and saints as a damnable sin equivalent to robbery and even murder. Right?
Okay.
So this is the European perspective of usury that I'm trying to give to you.
Yeah.
And you could say usury is a sin. You could say usury is not a sin. Whatever you feel like that. But the deal is if you're doing fractional reserve banking, you do not need to do interest. If they trick you into that, you're just getting hustled. And it's if you buy a home, this is the biggest time you'll ever be hustled in your entire life.
Yeah.
The scammers got you. The Nigerian prince has his hand in your pocket. And you're letting them do it because you think banks have to charge interest or they wouldn't loan money. Sorry, that's a damnable lie, honestly. You know?
Right.
So that's what I got.
Cool.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed this little short episode. And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And we do new episodes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there.